Yeah, I'm going to have to go with maybe with the Lakers. I trust AD, I trust LeBron, but that's a lot of pressure, especially in the 7-game series. And then who's going to be their third scorer consistently? Somebody's on the milk carton. That's where their third scorer is. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going with probably. I mean, you got a lot of dogs on that team. You got Patrick Beverley, you have Montrezl Harrell, and now you add Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson, who could actually shoot and space the floor and bring the ball up, especially in crunch situations. I love what the Clippers are doing.
I mean, it was a travesty when the grand jury's ruling came down today. I think it was a total miscarriage of justice. This is why we continue to say that our black lives do matter, because today it showed that our black lives are of no value. We're not worth a quarter with 25 cents in our pocket. That's according to the system.
Are the Rams in trouble this season?
Absolutely not. I mean, half a Todd Gurley is better than no Todd Gurley at all, because if it wasn't for CJ Anderson last season, their saving grace, the Rams might not have gotten that top seed that they gotten and been able to make the Super Bowl. Is this the same team that was involved in Bounty Gate?
I knew you was going to go there. I knew you was going there.
Your GM, your head coach, your defensive coordinator, and several players were suspended and fined.
Yeah.
This is not the USC I grew up on. What happened to the heart? What happened to the soul of USC when they actually took chances and made big time moves and made something against the grain? I mean, this is not an against the grain decision. These are new people in the same position making the same decisions. If you think anything is going to change, that is the definition of insanity.
I think people care, but it's like fighting the little man fighting City Hall. What can you do? I mean, nobody else in positions of power are going to do anything they can to try to reverse this law, much like we saw in New York with the New York Yankees and that regime, and that finally got resolved because people in power stepped in. Nobody in power steps in, therefore the fans are at a disadvantage. Equal pay should happen when it's apropos. When you talk about the NBA and the WNBA, I mean, the WNBA is a distant when it comes to the NBA, because it's more watched, it's more appealing to a lot more fans, which draws more money, more ticket sales, more merch, etc. But when you look at the WNBA, there's not a lot of support.
My best memory, well, one of the many, it has to be the 60-point game that he shot the lights out of when it came to his last game ever in his career, even though he struggled early on when it came to that last game, but he definitely turned it on as only Kobe could turn it on. 60 points, last game, he went out the way that he wanted to go out when it came to the game of basketball.
My nickname is a bald mamba. Who is it? Oh, come on, you got
Alex Caruso?
Alex Caruso. Boom.
Yeah!
Alex Caruso.
Finally got one.
Man, there you go.
There you go.
Finally got one.
That's like,
it's incredibly responsible of the athletes who have a voice and have a platform, because we listen to anything else, whether they're trying to sell us products or whether they're trying to, engage with us as it pertains to the sport itself. And not just the men, but the women. You look at the great job the WNBA players have done as far as bringing awareness to not only voting, but social injustice and police brutality.
Let me give you a quick rundown of Clay Helton. Since 2015, he's been 2-3 against ranked opponents, and also lost the Holiday Bowl. In 2016, he was 3-3. 2017, 3-3. 2018, 1-2, and went 5-7 that year. 2019, he was 2-3 against ranked opponents, and that's a coach you want to play for?
It will take consistent winning. In the words of my man J-Rock, win, 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 win. Bump everything else, win, 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 win. Los Angeles is a town that has two of almost everything. So you got to have a consistent amount of wins.
Well, I would say the athlete today that reminds me most of Kobe would have to be Kawhi Leonard. I mean, the way Kawhi attacks the floor, the way he's on defense, the way he's on offense, and he displayed that in the All-Star game, which he was the Kobe Bryant MVP trophy award winner. He gave it his all. He played to the hardest, and that's what Kobe was about.
It's the Los Angeles Angels with Joe Madden as their manager. They need starting pitching as bad as anybody else in the business. Garrett Cole gives them a huge shot in the arm when it comes to the Los Angeles Angels.
think the NCAA is doing something shady here, guys?
Absolutely. It's the NCAA for crying out loud. Not only is this a bad rule, but it is racist. It has racist implications because yes, we dub it the Rich Paul rule, but look at other agents like a Nicole Lynn, like other agents behind Rich Paul that are coming up and coming into the fold. This is a block. Why is it basketball? Why are we not doing this for NCAA hockey? Why are we not doing this for NCAA baseball? Because we know the elements that dwell between football and basketball, and they're trying to break that cycle. I say this much. I think it's deeper than a handshake. You got to remember, too, I think Isaiah should be in politics for all the BS he likes to shovel. Because to me, it's ridiculous for him to still be salty after all of these years. Now, understandable, you know about the handshake, but it's deeper than a handshake because we all know that Isaiah Thomas, even though he may have deserved to be on the dream team, he made too many enemies. He went against Bird, he fell out with Jordan, he fell out with Scottie Pippen, and he fell out with Magic Johnson after that. Oh, absolutely. In the name of research, I'm buying a bottle. In the name of a good time, I'm buying a bottle. Why wouldn't I? I mean, these are millionaires. You know they're going to have a great team behind them. You know they're going to have the best of the best when it comes to formulating this tequila. Of course, I may split a bottle with both of you. I don't know what's going to happen. I have to be Kawhi Leonard. This is a two-time MVP, Finals MVP, two-time champion, best two-way player in the planet, probably the best player in the planet right now as it pertains to basketball. When I look at Anthony Davis is the same guy that's missed 17 games in a 4-year stretch every single year.